Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, or ADHD, is a chronic condition including attention difficulty, hyperactivity, and impulsiveness. Most cases of ADHD show signs in early childhood.
They started really looking into it in first grade, but I think I finally got diagnosed in second grade.
The number of ADHD diagnoses in 2010 were almost 5 times what they were in 1999. And between 2007 and 2016, the number of diagnoses of ADHD in adults more than doubled.
A lot of my patients would hold up their phone to the camera and be like, here's this video that I saw on TikTok, and this is why I have ADHD.
Here's 6 struggles that people with ADHD face on a daily basis.
No person with ADHD has all 5 things.
Such a chill guy. How do you have ADHD?
However, there is still misinformation today, and people know little to nothing about ADHD.
Actually, I'm just told about 20 minutes ago that it's not real. So I'm really happy that I'm here telling you about this today. It's a really real thing in my life.
This is why true representation and hearing from real people with diagnosed ADHD is so important. If you think that you might have ADHD, just know you are not alone. I'm Reese Vandell, and this is To Be Off Task, an ADHD documentary. ADHD stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. This is a chronic disorder that not only affects the ability to learn, but also affects daily life. ADHD has 3 main symptoms: inattention, impulsivity, and hyperactivity. In these symptoms, there are subsymptoms like disorganization, problems prioritizing, poor time management, problems focusing, procrastination, excessive activity or restlessness, problems following through and completing tasks, and trouble coping with stress. ADHD used to have a less hyperactive diagnosis called ADD. ADD is now considered an outdated term. Doctors only recognize and diagnose patients based off of an ADHD spectrum.
I used to get distracted a lot, just in school, and being around my friends, I think I was very aloof.
I was disruptive. I was probably a little bit rude in the eyes of teachers, but looking back, it was just me not being able to settle down enough.
ADHD symptoms are often misunderstood as behavioral issues. Most children that get diagnosed around the age of 7 years old.
They started really looking into it in first grade, but I think I finally got diagnosed in second grade.
After getting diagnosed, many people go straight into treating it with medicine or therapy.
For me, it was almost immediately. I was diagnosed by a psychiatrist, so he does medication, so it was just natural to go that way.
Pretty immediately, my mom was the one that urged me to go to therapy, and I was diagnosed with depression at the same time, so it just seemed to make sense to get medication for both.
30% of children who are diagnosed with ADHD are also diagnosed with a mood disorder like depression. If these disorders are found at the same time, doctors often prescribe medication for both disorders that work together.
It helped almost tremendously in the beginning. I feel like it's hard at the beginning to take medication and remember to take it all the time, but as soon as you get on the rhythm of it, it's a lot easier.
Medication can be very beneficial for some and not work as well for others, so it's important to talk to your doctor and figure out what's best for you.
The worst one that I took was Vyvanse. And when I first started taking it, I took it over the summer in between junior and senior year, I think. And I lost 20 pounds because of the loss of appetite.
Many people misunderstand ADHD and how medication works. Some symptoms are able to be aided by medication and some have no effect from the medication. It's important to be educated on ADHD, what symptoms come with the disorder, and what daily life looks like for someone with ADHD.
How can people do better to understand ADHD and the symptoms?
Patience, a lot of it. When somebody comes up to you, like especially with the emotional dysregulation, going to class is hard sometimes, to being able to do the schoolwork, because you want to do it and you kind of have that impending doom all day, yet you still can't bring yourself to do it. And then some people fall back like harder than others in that aspect.
If you think that you might have ADHD, it is important to get a diagnosis. This can help you better understand yourself and also help you learn how to cope with the symptoms.
Oh my God, it helps so much. I think people are afraid to get a diagnosis for it just because it means you kind of have to admit that there's something wrong when it's not a flaw, you know, it's just a feature.